What's up, guys? Back to do my review of Strikeforce on Showtime, which was Saturday. WEC 41, Brown vs. Favorite 2. Got a new camera. Um, if you want to leave me some feedback on the picture quality, sound quality, going to be working with some stuff, so let's get right into it. First off, Strikeforce, Lawler vs. Shields. First fight, we saw Mike Whitehead against Kevin Randleman. I thought Whitehead would use his wrestling in reverse, kind of keep it on the feet, kind of outpoint him. Whitehead's been training with Wanderlei Silva, so his cardio should have been good. It wasn't really towards the end. His striking was okay, some good inside leg kicks. I did not expect Whitehead to take down Randleman basically at will. That was kind of a surprise. Randleman looked kind of slow, not at really. The only time he was explosive is when he got taken down and would get back up to his feet. He exploded back up to his feet, but then, he dropped him in the third, but, his chance to finish him, and he didn't really take advantage of it, so it wasn't that great of a fight. Next fight, on the other hand, Joe Riggs against Phil Baroni. This fight was far more technical than I saw it being. Baroni got out of some bad spots early. His cardio was, I think a lot better than it usually is. He didn't gas until probably, the beginning of the third. But Baroni's clearly a warrior. He was getting hit with shots. Riggs as well. You can see the emotion at the end where he was, crying, saying he's supporting his family, broke both his hands, which was a recurring theme this weekend. So anyways, Nick Diaz, Scott Smith. A lot of people don't like Nick Diaz. Outside of fighting, I really, he's okay. His fighting has gotten a lot better. Is it one of those cases where, fighting at 160 was just too much of a weight cut for him, and he kind of didn't look too impressive? Yeah, it could be, because he's looked pretty good lately. I like Diaz. He kind of brings a new style into MMA, the boxing he does. And a lot of people don't think it's that great still. But a lot of what he does is offensively, he uses his offense for his defense, if that makes sense. Like, he put in an interview, like, some of the things he does in the ring or cage is, sticking his chin out, or like pitter-pattering, like hitting him with jabs on the, on the forehead, is to get his opponent to counter, because it's more it's better for your defense if you are if you're getting your opponent to counter when you want them to counter, than it is to just guess when they're gonna throw. So, and if you look at the CompuStrike, it's ridiculous how many strikes he threw and didn't get tired. It's just insane. And then, hit him with a bunch of body shots, but the last one that dropped him in the third, once it hit the ground and Smith, it was over. So, yeah, Diaz looked really impressive. Brett Rogers, Andre Arlovski, what can you say? It's kind of a misnomer that, his chin is bad. When Rogers bull rushes him, comes forward, hits him with a couple shots, 265-pound guy is coming forward and hits you with shots like that. I think too much is made by the fact that Andre trains with Freddie Roach. He had no head movement. I don't know, he just looked bad. What can you say? Looks like we're going to get Rogers, Alistair Overeem. Hey, do it up. Jake Shields, Robbie Lawler. This is a fight, I think, that Robbie Lawler honestly would win 8 out of 10 times. Just a scenario where, he made a mistake, dropped his head, and Shields capitalized on it. Shields even admitted afterwards that he was getting frustrated, and it was ridiculous, the strength difference moving up, that weight class, because Robbie was basically shaking off every takedown attempt that Shields had. So, what can you do? I don't know. As far as the Strikeforce middleweight title picture is concerned, I think it's fine that Kung Lee's off doing his own thing and making money, and, more power to him. But if he's not going to defend the belt, I think he should relinquish it, concede the belt, have some of these guys, fight for it. Don't have an interim. I can understand from a marketing perspective that, Kung's your champion, and you just want to have an interim, and then at the interim, then they can fight Kung Lee. I don't know, but maybe since Strikeforce and Affliction looks like they're doing some cross promotion, maybe Vitor Belfort would be an option, or Jorge Santiago, who won the Strikeforce middleweight tournament and has been on a roll lately. I know those two are going to fight at Affliction. Or Jake Shields, Robbie Lawler, those guys have kind of like a mini tournament kind of thing, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, it was a good card. I like Strikeforce, and they have pretty good production. On a WEC 41, Brown versus Faber 2. On the undercard, it sounds like Manny Gambirian, making his 145 debut, was kind of lackluster. We'll see. He's thrown into, moving from the UFC 155 to WEC 145 is, the 145 is stacked. The first fight, Josh Grisby against Jens Pulver. Grisby, another guy at 145, well-rounded, trains with ATT. He's big for 145, really tall. He's 5'11". What can you say? I mean, you don't want to see Jens Pulver. At least I don't. Fan of Jens Pulver, always have been. You don't want to see him go out like that. But, when they said, when Pulver was fighting in the UFC, he needs to drop to 145. And he did. But again, 145 is getting kind of ridiculous right now. And I don't think Jens can hang there anymore. So, I think it really is time to hang him up for Jens Pulver. Donald Cerrone against James Krause. Cerrone looked fantastic. I like Cerrone a lot. I like his style. I like his Muay Thai. On the ground, he's ridiculous. He's so calm in there. It looks. So Cerrone against Varner, and it looks like there's serious heat there. Legitimately, they don't like each other, so that should be. I'm looking forward to the rematch of that one. We got to see a guy that trains at my gym, Anthony Pettis. How impressive he was on the ground, which is great because he's slick as hell. But didn't get a chance to show his his stand up, which I think is better than his ground game. I mean, he's good at everything, but yeah, he's ridiculous. So there's not a lot of guys at 155 in the WEC, so he should move up pretty quickly, I think, with his work ethic and everything like that. So Anthony, awesome. Jose Aldo, man, I don't know what to say about that. He's ridiculous. He's got KO power with everything. He's not afraid to do crazy stuff. But the thing is, even though he's crazy with things, he's pinpoint accurate with everything he throws. Like to see his ground game more. He is a black belt, and I've seen him off his back and in top position. He's really good, but against top competition, I don't know. Is he going to get a title shot? I don't know. According to some MMA sites, WEC matchmaker doesn't think he's going to give him a title shot now. So I don't know who they're going to give it to. But on to the next fight. Mike Thomas Brown, Uriah Faber. Great fight. Both guys showed a lot of heart in this one. Faber in the first round was using his speed to his advantage, getting in and out of the pocket. It looked like Brown was kind of sitting down on his punches too much, trying to, overthrow, try to catch him with something, which is not the best strategy against Faber because he is so quick and has the cardio to get in and out and all night long. Obviously, Faber broke his hand in the first round. Did it change the complexion of the fight? Yes. I don't understand why a lot of people are saying that Faber would have won that fight had he had a working hand. You don't know that. Just because he didn't have a hand and he wasn't throwing it doesn't mean down, in the third, fourth round, he goes to throw something and Mike Brown counters and knocks him out. how do you know what's going to happen? You can't predict that just because he has a working hand. I mean, and it's going to be a completely different fight. So, props to Mike Thomas Brown. The guy's huge. The wrestling, his strength advantage was clearly on display here. So it's a great fight, great weekend for fights. Even though I had to work the entire weekend, which sucked, I still got to enjoy some fights. So that made it better for me. I'm gonna do UFC 99 predictions next. Gonna have that up tonight as well. You guys, stay metal.